Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Crown Jewel 2022 full card prediction video. We are going to break down the full card. We are going to talk about potential surprises. We're even going to talk about who the favorites are with the bookies. So we're going to try and cover as much information as possible. Let's get straight into it. We're going to talk about the OC against Judgment Day. Now, for me, I think the OC are going to win this. Gallows and Anderson have only just joined. And actually, Anderson is a little bit of a problem because he is a champion in New Japan and they want him on the same day. And so they've said, if you go to Crown Jewel and don't come to our show, we will take that belt away from you. They're going to strip him of his New Japan title. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world if that happens, to be honest. I think he should go to Crown Jewel, and I think he will go to Crown Jewel, but it is definitely worth just mentioning that that is happening in the background. But I still think the OC are going to win. I think that the odds makers as well agree. They have got the OC minus 400 favorites. That means you've got to put down $400 to get $100 back. Of course, you get your 400 back as well. But that shows how big of a favorite they are. And so, yeah, the bigger question for me is who is going to help them deal with the Rhea Ripley problem? Because Rhea Ripley is a problem. They said as much on Raw last week that they've got a Rhea Ripley problem. Seems like they need a female, a woman, to come in and help them out. There's rumors that Becky Lynch is back, ready to return, but I don't know that she's going to come back yet, and I don't know that she's going to be used in this story. I personally would like to see Asuka in this role. I think she'd be brilliant in this role. Maybe an outside chance of Charlotte, but really don't know what's going on there. She's been away for a long time. So the person that I think it's going to be is Beth. I think it's going to be Beth. Beth makes the most sense. We've already seen Rhea Ripley attacking Beth, obviously helping to attack Edge, Beth's husband. Edge is surely coming back and he's surely going to be involved in this story. Beth is surely also going to be involved in this story. If they need a female right now to help deal with Rhea Ripley, then the one that makes the most sense is Beth Phoenix. Right, next up, let's go to Bianca taking on Bayley. This is Raw Women's Championship. It is last woman standing match. This is actually history-making, believe it or not, because apparently this is the first time that we are getting two women going one-on-one in a gimmick match in Saudi Arabia. So very interesting, right? Historic. Not the biggest moment in women's history, but still, you know, history is history. And so I am going with Bianca. I think Bianca wins. I can see an argument for Bayley winning because I think if Bayley wins, then Damage Control have got all of the belts, the tag belts and the Raw women's title. So they'd have all of the female belts over on Raw. And so I can see that being an argument, but I think Bianca's title reign is really good. I mean, she has had two great matches with Becky. I thought her ladder match with Bayley was a lot of fun at Extreme Rules. I think she's doing a great job. I'm really all on board Becky to keep a hold of this belt for potentially all the way up to WrestleMania and maybe even beyond. So I'm personally not tired of her title reign. I think that winning this would be another big moment in her championship reign. So I think she retains, but I do agree this is quite close. I think the bigger question for me is who is going to help Bianca? Because we know that Damage Control are definitely getting involved here. Like, it's definitely happening. Because Dakota and Io, they're going to come running down. This is a last woman standing match, so there's no disqualification. So we know that they're coming down. They're going to help Bayley. So who helps Bianca? I did wonder if this might be where Sasha and Naomi return. I don't know that you bring them back here, though, on this show. So I'm actually going to lean towards Alexa and Asuka. And I think Alexa and Asuka are going to make their way down, and they're going to help out their friend, Bianca Belair. Right, moving forward, we've got Braun against Omos. So Braun Strowman against Omos, two giants colliding. This is going to be fun. I think this could provide an OMG moment. These are the kind of matches where the ring breaks, right? Now, I don't think we're going to have a ring breaking because this won't be the main event and we would have to rebuild the ring afterwards. So I can't see us doing that. But there might be something around ringside that we see break or like get flipped over or something along those lines. I think that definitely in this match, two giants colliding, they are going to want to give you a moment that you remember forever. And so I can see it being something, but probably not something to do with the ring. So yeah, I'm going to go with Braun. I think Braun is the man really in this feud. I think he is the guy that you can actually do something with. I think we've tried some stuff with Omos, but it just has not worked. So I think Braun is the one that could go on and be a main event star. He's obviously been a world champion before, and Omos just doesn't feel like he's got it at the moment. So I'm going to go with Braun. The bookmakers have got Braun as well. Minus 700 favorite. That is a heavy favorite for Braun Strowman to get the victory here. And I'm going to side with them. Next match, then, we've got a steel cage match. This is Drew McIntyre against Karrion Kross. And this feud has been pretty fun as well. I'm actually really into this card. I really liked their strap match. I thought they had a really good strap match. I feel sorry for them because I think they've been overshadowed. Like, they're on SmackDown. You've got the Bloodline. You've got Bray. Like, you've got, obviously, the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, and they've been having bangers. Like, it's just really hard to shine on SmackDown and stand out when you're trying to compete with all of that. And I think they've maybe struggled with that a little bit, but it's still been a good feud. And I'm looking forward to this match. It's inside a steel cage. I think Drew's going to win, but I think this is really close. The odds makers have got this close as well. The odds makers have got Drew minus 150 favorite. The reason why I'm going with Drew is because he lost last time. And we know that WWE love to do 50-50 booking. So if you lose the last time, you'll win the next time. And so I'm going with Drew McIntyre to pick up the victory here. Next, then, we've got Brock against Bobby. Again, a couple of giants in a way colliding, but giants in a different way. They're obviously not as tall as what Omos and Braun are, but they are just jacked. These are monsters, beasts in a different way. So looking forward to this. Obviously, they faced before. They faced each other. I think it was in the Royal Rumble with Roman getting involved during their match. And so there is going to want to be some revenge here for Brock because he lost there. So he is going to want to come back and get that revenge. I think he gets it. I think he's going to win. The odds makers think that he's going to win. He is a minus 400 favorite to pick up the victory here. And I think he will do exactly that. Next match on the card is the Usos defending their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against Butch and Ridge Holland. This match has kind of come out of nowhere, to be honest. And as a result of that, I don't think the Usos are going to lose. I think when they finally lose those SmackDown titles in particular, those SmackDown titles they've had now for, I don't know how long, it feels like forever. It feels like it's going to be a bigger moment, not just something that's come out of the blue. So I feel like the tag division is really falling into place. I think that is definitely something Triple H has looked at and wanted to improve and make some improvements with, is the tag team division. He could be tempted to put the title onto the Brawling Brutes, but I really, really think that he's going to wait until it's a much more bigger match, a much more of a spectacle, something that's like a feud that's had a real build. This has just been chucked together out of nowhere, so I really don't think the Usos are going to be losing this one. That then brings us to our main event. And our main event of the evening, of course, is... I know if you've not heard, this might come as a surprise, but the main event of the evening is Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Logan, in his third match in WWE, is in the main event competing for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I mean, I don't really know how much there is to say on this, apart from I give Logan no chance, right? No chance of winning this match. And he shouldn't win this match, right? Roman is coming in as a minus 5,000 favorite. To put that into perspective, you would have to bet £5,000. You would have to have £5,000. You would have to go to the bookmakers. You'd have to give them £5,000. And then if Roman wins, they will give you the 5,000 back. And then they will give you £100. You would have to gamble £5,000 to win 100, right? He is just such a massive favorite to retain his title here that I just don't think we need to talk about it too much. Like, Logan is in this position because they're hoping that having Logan in that main event position would generate buzz, would generate ratings, would get people talking. I'll leave it up to you if you think that's worked or not. But yeah, I don't see Logan winning here. But there are still a couple of very interesting things for us to talk about. First of all, what happens with this guy? Because this guy has got the Money in the Bank briefcase and he can cash it in whenever he wants. And I've got a feeling that he is going to show up in Saudi Arabia. I think that you're going to see Roman retain. I think you're going to see Austin Theory try and cash in. I think he will be stopped again. I don't think he cashes in. You might remember at Clash at the Castle, he was knocked out by Tyson Fury, and that prevented the cash in. How about if something similar happens again? Jake Paul, KSI, one is Logan's brother, the other is his business partner. Both of them are boxers. I don't think either of them have got anything going on right now. Jake has just had a fight, like literally less than 24 hours ago at the time of recording this. His next fight is not going to be for months and months and months. It won't be 2022. So he is potentially free. Why would he not want to be there for his brother? Logan was at ringside for Jake. Will Jake be ringside for Logan? Could Jake knock out Austin Theory and prevent the cash in? And if it's not Jake, if Jake's too busy and he's trying to recover from his fight, what about KSI? Could KSI be there? Could KSI be ringside? Could KSI knock out Austin Theory? Those are just a fun few theories and thoughts as to how it could go. But I've got to think this is a massive, massive moment that they're definitely going to get like headlines from. You've got Logan in the main event. And so do something with it. If you've got Logan in the main event, then do something. Don't just do the match and have him almost win. Like, let's see if we can get Jake involved. Let's see if we can get KSI involved. Imagine if this happens. That will go crazy on the internet. And then it would make even more sense as to why Logan was in that position in the first place. So just something to think about. The final thing for us to talk about is, of course, Bray Wyatt. So what's going to be happening with Bray at Crown Jewel? Well, the answer is we don't quite know. I do wonder if they're going to give us a promo. I could see him coming down to the ring. I could see him with his entrance. I mean, you got to remember that the Saudi Arabian fans only see WWE a couple of times a year. So they will not have seen Bray since he came back. And potentially they won't be seeing WWE until February, March time next year. So they might want to give Bray over to the Saudi Arabian fans. And so they could bring him out. He could do his entrance. He could come to the ring. He could cut a promo. He could be interrupted by Uncle Howdy. It could just further that story Just kind of what we're getting on SmackDown, really, but just do it at Crown Jewel so that the Saudi Arabian fans can feel a part of it as well. I could definitely see something along those lines. I don't see any matches. I don't see any big reveals, but I think we might get the story being pushed along a little bit more. Don't forget that SmackDown this week is already pre-recorded, so there's not a problem with that. Like, they can travel over, do the show, come back. It's not going to interrupt with anything, so can't really see any reason as to why he wouldn't go, unless his new contract says he only has to do certain dates or whatever. But yeah, I think there's a chance that we get something to do with Bray Wyatt. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Really appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tried to cover as much information as possible. And of course, we will be doing the live watch along next weekend for WWE Crown Jewel 2022. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.